When you hear the word prepper, what comes to mind? Is it a lone figure in a camouflaged bunker, buried deep underground, hoarding canned goods and mumbling about the apocalypse? For many, that's the image burned into their heads, thanks to years of exaggerated media portrayals and reality TV. But here's the truth. That picture is outdated and, frankly, misleading. Prepping today looks very different and a whole lot more practical. Real preparedness isn't about panic. It's not about hiding from the world or stockpiling weapons in anticipation of a zombie outbreak. Prepping, at its core, is about being thoughtful. It's about having the foresight to prepare for challenges before they become emergencies. It's about being ready for the things we know can happen: job loss, power outages, natural disasters, supply chain disruptions, and not being caught off guard when they do. It's not paranoia, it's peace of mind. And that mindset can change your life. So let's dig deeper. Let us unpack and debunk the 10 most common myths about prepping that keep people from taking that first simple step toward a more secure and resilient lifestyle. Myth number 1. Prepping is only for doomsday fanatics or hardcore. That couldn't be further from the truth. The overwhelming majority of preppers are regular people. Parents, professionals, retirees, students, people who simply want to ensure they can take care of themselves and their families if things go sideways, even just for a few days. Prepping isn't about waiting for the end of the world. It's about being ready for everyday disruptions. Think power outages, snowstorms, hurricanes, layoffs, or even just inflation causing a sudden price hike at the grocery store. These things do happen, and prepping helps you stay calm and in control when they do. Myth number 2. Prepping is expensive, a luxury only for those with money to burn. But the reality is, prepping is far more about mindset than money. It's not about buying everything at once or building some extravagant bunker. It's about gradually building up your supplies with intention. One extra can of food every shopping trip, a few bottles of water stored under the bed, a flashlight with fresh batteries in the drawer. You'd be surprised how fast your preparedness grows when you're consistent, even on a budget. In fact, many prepping habits actually save money over time, like buying in bulk, cooking at home, or learning to repair things instead of replacing them. Myth number 3. You need a bunker, a compound, or some hidden cabin in the woods. That's the Hollywood version. The truth is, for the vast majority of emergencies, your own home is the safest and most practical place to be. Instead of fantasizing about disappearing into the mountains, focus on making your current space more resilient. Do you have enough food and water to last a week without going to the store? Could you cook if the power went out? Do you have a backup way to stay warm? These are the questions that matter most. You don't need to disappear from society. You just need to make your home ready to handle the unexpected. Myth number 4. Prepping is all about guns, ammo, and tactical gear. Now, let's be honest. For some people, those things are part of the equation, but they're far from the whole picture. In fact, for most preppers, the priorities are far more practical: food, clean water, medical supplies, shelter, and communication. Having a stockpile of MREs and water filters will do far more for your survival than any piece of gear strapped to your vest. Tactical tools are useless if you don't have the basics covered, so start there. Myth number 5. Preppers are all paranoid loners. Antisocial, anti-government. In reality, many preppers are some of the most community-minded people out there. They don't prep because they're afraid of the world. They prep because they care about the people around them. Real resilience doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means building strong, reliable relationships with family, neighbors, and local networks. When things go wrong, those connections can make all the difference. And for many, prepping actually reduces anxiety because they feel more empowered and in control. Myth number 6. You have to be some kind of wilderness expert or hardcore survivalist to start prepping. Not true. You don't need to live off the land, hunt with a bow, or build a fire with sticks. While those skills are impressive, they're not essential for 99% of the scenarios you're likely to face. What is essential? Knowing how to store and rotate food, how to purify water, how to treat a basic wound, how to use a crank radio. Prepping starts with common sense, knowledge. Once you master the basics, you can absolutely grow your skills. But don't let the complexity stop you from starting. Myth number 7. Prepping is just hoarding. Not at all. Hoarding is chaotic and feared. It's grabbing anything and everything without a plan. Prepping, on the other hand, is intentional. It's organized. You buy what you use what you store, and rotate through your supplies to keep things fresh. You create a system that works for your household. It's efficient, sustainable, and avoids waste. You're not trying to build a mountain of stuff. You're trying to build a buffer against disruption. Myth number 8. Prepping means living off-grid forever. Again, not necessary. Unless you want to live that lifestyle, prepping is about being temporarily. Can you cook without electricity for a few days? Do you have a way to charge your phone if the power's out? Could you flush the toilet if the water stopped? These are simple questions that have simple solutions, and the answers make all the difference in a crisis. You don't need to leave the grid, you just need to be able to function when the grid isn't working. Myth number 9. It's too late to start prepping. You missed the boat. Everyone else is way ahead. But here's the truth. Every prepper started somewhere, and most of them started late, just like you. The fact that you're thinking about this now already puts you ahead of most people. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. 1 gallon of water, 1 flashlight, 1 backup plan. You're not behind, you're starting, and that matters. And finally, myth number 10. Prepping is only for apocalyptic events. You know, nuclear war, collapse of civilization, the total end of life as we know it. But the reality is, most prepping is focused on far more likely events. Things like a blizzard that traps you inside for a week, a broken supply chain that leaves your store shelves empty, a sick child that keeps you home for several days. These aren't theoretical, these are real-life scenarios that happen all the time. And prepping helps you move through them with less stress, more confidence, and better outcomes. So, what's the takeaway? Prepping isn't crazy. It's not extreme. It's not reserved for conspiracy theorists or fringe communities. It's practical, it's grounded, it's smart. It's a way to take back a little bit of control in a world that often feels out of control. If you're new to all of this, welcome. You don't need to know everything right away. You just need to start. Take one small action today. Store some water. Build a basic first aid kit. Talk to your family about emergency plans. These little steps add up fast, and they create real peace of mind. If this helped shift your perspective or gave you a new way to look at prepping, consider subscribing. There's a lot more to learn, and the journey gets easier when we take it together. Stay smart, stay ready, and I'll see you in the next one.